be with you, Brad.
Absolutely. I had to try and squeeze your question in with our previous guest, Dan Ives, but I got to know as well, since you are also very closely tracking this space in AI, how are you looking at AI and how it's playing into the broader market rally right now?
Yeah, look, I think Dan is spot on. The demand exceeds supply by 10 to 1, and that's the issue with NVIDIA right now. Their business model depends on the kindness of strangers. So Taiwan Semiconductor has limited their revenue growth each quarter to $4 billion because that's all they can fulfill. So for the next phase of NVIDIA's growth, you need to see those fabs get finished by Taiwan Semiconductor to increase capacity. And I think the dark horse that no one's paying attention to, you've seen a stealth rally in Intel 45 miles an hour in the slow lane, 10% plus this week, and I think part of that is Lip-Bu is cutting staff. I think the other part is they're the only game in town with fabs at the 10-yard line ready to spike the football and the touchdown. There are chips being tested on their fabs, and I think if they can be a part of that supply solution to NVIDIA and others, that could be kind of a dark horse. So while you see maybe NVIDIA double, if Intel gets it right, it could be meaningful.
That also raises a similar question that we had brought up in our previous conversation with regard to how many of those chips will be able to be shipped to other parts of the world if so much of the money that's helped Intel get to this point has really been prioritized at bringing up and scaling up production here in the US.
Yeah, well, I think once they get that production set, I think the sky's the limit as far as global demand. And I don't think they need to be best in class. I think there's going to be so much unlimited demand that anyone that can produce, even second tier.
That's a weird call to say, hey, just be mediocre in class.
By the way, that's my base case with Intel, is they are the leader of mediocre chips. And by the way, as they bring this capacity online with Lip-Bu, he did unbelievable things at Cadence Designs. That was a multi bagger. No one's better. He's going to fix it. They're going to be part of the solution. It's going to help NVIDIA. It's going to help Intel, et cetera. And it's going to help boring, normal businesses that implement AI, which Dan alluded to, which is going to be huge, which no one's looking at right now. Right now, you think AI, you think Mag 7, you think Palantir, you think NVIDIA, but the big beneficiaries are also going to be real businesses.
After becoming the first chipmaker to attain a $1 trillion market value 2 years ago, Nvidia is poised to surpass that record by becoming the first firm to reach $4 trillion. Nvidia shares have recovered to a record level after the launch of China's DeepSeek caused the price to plummet earlier this year and fueled worries that investments in AI infrastructure would stagnate. Its largest clients continue to spend heavily, with a large portion going toward its computer systems. Its market valuation has increased 66% from its April low to $3.8 trillion, surpassing Microsoft Corp's $3.70 trillion to reclaim its position as the most valuable business in the world. Early Friday trading saw a 1.3% increase in Nvidia shares. Bulls are predicting that Nvidia's stock has a lot of opportunity to grow because of the growing number of customers demanding the company's newest AI accelerators and the fact that rivals are still far away. According to Aziz Hamzaoghulari, Chief Investment Officer of Loomis, Sales & Co., and the creator of the company's Growth Equity Strategies division, NVIDIA is genuinely in a unique position and will remain so for the next 10 or more years. It's not Hamzaoghulari alone. Ananda Barua, an analyst at Loop Capital, increased NVIDIA's price objective this week from $175 to $250, which would represent a market value of around $6 trillion. By 2028, Barua, who has a buy rating on the company, anticipates that yearly AI spending from all kinds of clients would have increased to around $2 trillion. In a research note published on June 25th, Barua stated, "While it may seem fantastic that NVIDIA fundamentals can continue to amplify from current levels, we remind folks that NVIDIA remains essentially a monopoly for critical tech, and that it has pricing and margin power." The optimism around NVIDIA and other AI equipment manufacturers is a sharp contrast to earlier in the year, when concerns that NVIDIA's clients might reduce their expenditure were aroused by the introduction of sophisticated chatbots like DeepSeek, which were made in China at a comparatively low cost. Rather, American tech behemoths are investing much more in computing infrastructure. According to the average of analyst projections published by Bloomberg, Microsoft, Meta, Amazon.com Inc., and Alphabet Inc. are expected to invest approximately $350 billion in capital expenditures in their next fiscal years, up from $310 billion in the current year. More than 40% of NVIDIA's revenue comes from those businesses. Naturally, there are still a lot of threats that could endanger Nvidia's comeback. Because it depends on Taiwan's Semiconductor Manufacturing Co. to produce its chips, Nvidia is subject to the erratic trade policies of U.S. President Donald Trump. On July 9th, Trump's 90-day moratorium on the highest tariffs would come to an end. However, there is no assurance that Nvidia's largest clients won't alter their buying patterns in the upcoming years. To get around Nvidia's exorbitant prices, many of them are creating their own processors. We already know that Nvidia's largest customers are trying to figure out ways to be more efficient with their spending, not just with Nvidia, but also offloading to their own silicon. Dan Davidowitz, chief investment officer at Poland Capital Management, stated, "The valuation depends on the persistence of growth. To feel comfortable with the valuation, you need to have really strong assumptions, and we simply don't have a clear enough picture of what that demand looks like." Compared to the S&P 500, which is valued at 22 times profits over the next 12 months, Nvidia shares are valued at 32 times. According to Hamza Ogalari of Loomis Sales, who is adamant that AI will change society and is certain that Nvidia will continue to be a major beneficiary as productivity advantages from the technology grow, the stock's valuation doesn't concern him. Nvidia is still one of the largest benefactors of this secular structural shift, according to Hamza Ogalari, but it doesn't mean things will always be stable or that spending will not fluctuate. Against that environment, the stock continues to appear good. So, what implications does this have for Nvidia's stock? Let's explore that. But first, a big thank you to those of you who've stuck with us this far. Creating these videos takes significant effort and dedication, so if you're enjoying the content, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share your thoughts on Nvidia stock in the comments. Your support truly helps us grow. Now, let's get back to the video.
Take a look at the AI trade. It's booming right now. Nvidia shares hitting an all-time high in the stock on an upward swing since its strong earnings report in May, seeing a big turnaround from earlier this year. Joining me now, we've got Dan Ives, Wedbush Securities Managing Director and Global Head of Technology Research. Dan, great to have you on the program with us. We saw strong third quarter results from Micron, boosted by AI demand. So how does this factor into the broader AI trade and add just another thought in the frame of mind for some of the Nvidia investors out there as well?
I mean, there's one chip fueling the AI revolution, and that's Nvidia. And I think investors are starting to recognize we haven't even seen the biggest growth driver yet of AI, not just on enterprise and the use cases, but on the consumer side and ultimately autonomous and robotics. And in my view, it's not just 4 trillion. I mean, we're going to be looking at a $5 trillion market cap in Nvidia.
And so at what point, what's the kind of modeling and the time frame that you're kind of anticipating that could come to fruition?
Street's still underestimating growth longer term, I think by 15 to 20%. That could be conservative. I think when you actually see the dynamics playing out today, remember, they took China basically out of their forecast. And if you have any trade deal, a big chip on the table is Nvidia, and I believe they're not going to hand that business on a silver platter to Huawei. So I think right now investors are starting to recognize the growth opportunities for Nvidia, and we've talked about demand to supply 10 to 1.
And so as we're thinking about that, and you mentioned China, one of the major factors within any type of trade deal is going to be IP, that intellectual property. What is the likelihood that we see an outcome on the intellectual property front that is favorable for Nvidia, and what does that do in terms of unlocking some of that addressable market?
I think probably less for Nvidia from an IP perspective. I think the bigger issue from an IP, especially with a lot of the software players, that's been the big issue when it comes to China. But look, there's a give and take here. And the reality is that Jensen wants that business back. He's talked about it. And, when you think about it, 8 billion a quarter, but eventually that could be 10, 12 billion a quarter. But China, they know that there's only one chip in the world fueling AI revolution. That's the godfather of AI, Jensen, NVIDIA.
We've heard some really strong calls for even $6 trillion market caps for Nvidia here. What is, you think, the critical kind of checklist in order for us to get to that point?
I think checklist is, and just take all the geopolitical out for a second, but I think first it's the use cases that are now exploding. And we're seeing that in the hyperscale and Microsoft, of course, names like Palantir, which continues to be one of our top names. then it's the consumer piece. Everything Zuckerberg and Meta's doing, what we're seeing with Alphabet and others, because that's a whole nother leg to the stool in terms of the consumer side. And then the holy grail, autonomous, robotics, humanoids, that's not even being factored in here today.
Nvidia, the artificial intelligence AI phenomenon, is making headlines once more, this time by taking back the title of most valuable corporation in the world. On June 25th, the shares of Nvidia, a chipmaker at the center of the AI boom and a leading name for big tech's most sophisticated processing requirements, reached a new high. The spike occurred when Ananda Barua, an analyst at Loop Capital, said Nvidia was ready to ride a golden wave of AI. In a single day, Nvidia's shares rose more than 4%, putting it barely ahead of Microsoft in terms of market capitalization. Investors were particularly interested in Loop's aggressive price target boost from $175 to $250, aside from the bullish analyst commentary. Can Nvidia continue to rise and truly reach that ambitious goal in 2025 with excitement running high? There is no need to introduce Nvidia. It is the force behind everything from data centers and games to self-driving cars, and it is the name behind the AI boom. The company has solidified its position at the forefront of the digital revolution, with its state-of-the-art processors driving the next wave of technological innovation. Nvidia is still a major player in the AI race, despite potential upheaval in 2025, including trade tensions between the United States and China, worries about declining AI spending, and increased competition. Loop Capital's street-high price estimate has undoubtedly increased enthusiasm, but the rise is also being propelled by a larger wave of optimism. As the demand for advanced computing continues to rise globally, investors seem more certain that China's export limitations won't jeopardize Nvidia's dominance in the AI market. At Nvidia's annual shareholder meeting on Wednesday, CEO Jensen Huang added to the optimistic tone by stating that artificial intelligence and robotics present a multi-trillion-dollar growth opportunity. The remarks are made at a time when governments all around the world are increasing their investments in autonomous AI capabilities in order to address pressing national issues. As momentum continues to build in both the public and private sectors, Nvidia's long-term growth story is still very interesting. To stay informed about the latest developments from Nvidia and the ever-changing stock market, consider subscribing to our investing tutorial channel. We provide daily updates on significant market shifts and key catalysts, so hit that subscribe button to ensure you never miss crucial information. We'd love to hear your thoughts on Nvidia stock, so please share your opinions in the comments below. Now, let's dive into today's video.
What needs to continue to take place or transpire within business spending towards AI to really continue to allow the AI trade to keep its foothold on this market and be the kind of core barometer of the investment psyche, if you will?
Yeah, it's really interesting because you see the Mag 7 and there's like a good news is they're benefiting from the AI trade. The bad news is their earnings growth is collapsing because they are doing all this CapEx. So Q1 of this year, earnings growth in Mag 7 was 27%. Q1 of next year, 2026, earnings growth is going to be 10.2, but the multiples have not really compressed. No. Then you take the unmagnificent 493, all the boring companies that are going to benefit from these technologies in terms of implementation, their earnings growth was negative. It's going to be 10.3%, and the multiple is meaningfully lower. So I think there's a lot of unexpected AI opportunities. If you take Brad Jacobs, for instance, he does all these roll-ups. QXO, where he buys boring businesses, building supply companies, et cetera, and he goes in and he doubles EBITDA with technology. He's a huge implementer of these technologies in boring businesses. GXO Logistics, they're one of the first businesses using humanoid robots to help move the stuff in the different distribution centers and warehouses. So it's pretty wild.
I've got Brad Jacobs' book on my desk. Thank you for sending that, Brad, by the way, from one Brad to another. Just lastly on this topic here, because we're going to discuss a range of topics throughout the morning here, but as you think through the leaders of the tech rally right now versus the rotation that we could see, names that have been underappreciated, where are those parts of that trade?
Yeah, I think, the market's going to continue to push higher for the next 4 weeks. Why? Partially because of global liquidity is back at an all-time high, partially because earnings expectations are really low. They've taken them down from 9.3% to 4.9%. So that's going to drive the bust. Mag 7 is kind of back up to the top of the range despite earnings growth deceleration. So I do think as you kind of stabilize after we make those new highs and everyone gets euphoric and tech's got to push it up because of the weight in the indices, I think that second half of the year where you're going to benefit is the unmagnificent 493. But it's interesting, I'm looking at today, small caps are outperforming the NASDAQ. So Russell 2000 outperforming the NASDAQ, outperforming the Dow Jones, outperforming the S&P 500. That is the small cap index is the most shorted in history right now. And these are the type of companies that benefit from these technologies. And I think you're going to see the back half a big surprise in the 493 in small caps in companies that will be beneficial.
With a market valuation of an astounding $3.76 trillion, Nvidia has risen to prominence once again because to optimistic analyst forecasts, a daring development strategy from the company's executives, and the need for AI solutions throughout the world. On June 26th, Nvidia soared to a new 52-week high of $156.72. The stock has already risen 15% in 2025, substantially surpassing the 4.4% year-to-date YTD return of the larger S&P 500 index. The chipmaker's first quarter fiscal 2026 earnings, which were released on May 28th, exceeded both revenue and profit projections. With revenue of $44.1 billion, Nvidia recorded a staggering 69% year-over-year YOY gain, exceeding the $43.3 billion forecast. As usual, Nvidia's position at the hub of the AI revolution was further cemented by the data center segment, which took center stage. The data center division of Nvidia had a remarkable 73% year-over-year increase to $39.1 billion, accounting for a dominant 88% of overall sales. Strong demand for high-performance CPUs drove the gaming segment's 42% increase to $3.8 billion. Even the robots and automotive division joined in, leaping ahead by 72% year-over-year to $567 million. During the quarter, Nvidia encountered a regulatory obstacle when the United States imposed new limitations on its previously authorized H20 chip for China. There was a lot of repercussions. The corporation lost out on an estimated $2.5 billion in sales and suffered a $4.5 billion loss due to excess inventories. Its adjusted gross margin dropped to 61% as a result, but it would have been substantially higher at 71.3% if it hadn't. In terms of profitability, Nvidia reported adjusted earnings of $0.81 per share, which was 33% higher than the previous year and 8% higher than forecasts. Earnings per share would have increased to $0.96 in the absence of the H20 chip penalty. Nevertheless, investors appeared happy, as Nvidia's stock increased 3.3% on May 29th. For the second quarter of fiscal 2026, Nvidia is projecting sales of $45 billion, give or take 2%. An estimated $8 billion has already been lost as a result of the most recent export restrictions on its H20 chips. With a 50 basis point buffer in either direction, Nvidia anticipates GAAP and non-GAAP gross margins to be 71.8% and 72%, respectively, in terms of profitability. Despite recent setbacks, the business isn't giving up. By the end of the year, it still hopes to see gross margins reach the mid-70% area. Loop Capital increased its price target from $175 to a street high $250, reinforcing its buy recommendation and contributing to Nvidia's most recent jump. Nvidia is at the forefront of the next golden wave of generative AI adoption, according to analyst Ananda Barua, who didn't hold back in his optimistic assessment. Demand for Nvidia's high-end AI chips is increasing even more quickly than anticipated, according to Barua, paving the way for yet another strong growth phase. All things considered, Nvidia is still overwhelmingly supported on Wall Street, where the consensus is still strong buy. Of the 44 analysts that have issued recommendations, 37 rate Nvidia stock as a strong buy, 3 as a moderate buy, 3 as a hold, and 1 as a strong sell. With an average analyst price objective of $174.84, there is a 13% chance of price growth above current levels. Loop Capital's street high price estimate of $250, however, indicates that the stock may rise by up to 61%. With strong Wall Street support, rising AI demand, and sound fundamentals, Nvidia's 2025 ascent to $250 may be audacious, but it appears more and more attainable. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.